Let's talk a little bit more about the Tenet Plinx. After 3 level caps, it's really one of my favorite secondaries in the game. Deals tons of damage, super strong. It's gone the build that I took for the level cap with the Grineer. Only traded the Bane so I can show you guys on the simulacrum. Sure, get everything stacked even without the proper status chance and the fire rate to get the very heavy bleeds. We're able to get them with the primary fire. Of course, that's also due to Impact Progenitor, and also because of the Impact Progenitor we get some bleed procs on the explosion of the secondary fire, which deal decent damage, and the main target is usually dead. Of course, this was the build that I've used, but it's really not the best one, of course. Probably the best thing would be to put in the Synth Charge. I haven't used it because I think this is getting nerfed. It works for the secondary fire. It increases the damage by a ton. I was getting consistent 34k bleed procs, and after putting in Synth Charge, I was getting consistent 100k plus bleed procs. So pretty crazy. Yeah. This build is focused on getting slash procs on pretty much everything that we can. Pretty decent. Let's go over the Corpus. I'm gonna get gas and the primary fire due to the innate heat, but then I use the toxin build. But as it's not as easy to land headshots on Corpus units, I was not taking Deadhead. Let's take a look. Primary fire, gas of course, it's not gonna be dealing that much. But the secondary fire, it's dead. Of course I was using a Expedite Suffering build, so even more damage than what we're seeing here. But worked pretty well. For the Infested, I went with a gas build. I think it was probably one of the best. It was just one of the most satisfying runs ever. Primary fire won't be dealing absurd amounts of damage, but still pretty good damage. But the secondary fire, yeah, you could see all the one-shots there, super satisfying. So for me, the builds performed amazing, even without Synth Charge, even without for the Corpus and Infested run with the perfect Progenitor, they still were able to one-shot most stuff, and it was just pretty fun. I don't think that the Progenitor is that big of a deal. And that's actually the question that pops a lot in the videos. Should I take a Impact Progenitor or something else? And here is a question that you have to answer before choosing it. So the question is, do you want to get a chance to get slash procs on the primary fire and the explosion of the secondary fire, and you also don't really care a lot about min-maxing for who knows other builds? If that's a yes, then go with Impact. But if you really want the min-max for another build, let's say you want to take heat or electricity to make your radiation, to increase the radiation damage. You want to take toxin to increase corrosive, viral, or even a gas or a pure toxin build. Then go for toxin, you know. That's how it goes. You really gotta choose the one that suits better the build that you're gonna really use. If you're going for slash build, one slash on everything as much as you can, go for Impact. One min-max builds for other stuff, go for other element. That's how I see it. So for a little bonus, let's make a viral build. I just started working on this, and I want to talk about the critical mod that we're gonna be putting in. Pistol Gambit or Creeping Bullseye. 40% Creeping Bullseye goes to 120, with Pistol Gambit 108. That's 12% difference. Is it worth having less fire rates? I'm really not sure. I'm gonna be honest. I don't think it's worth if you're using only this. If you're using something else to enhance the critical chance even more, like Ash's Smoke Shadow, or if you're gonna use one of the mods like Scope, it's galvanized, let's see, the crosshairs, or even hydraulic crosshairs. If you're using one of those, then yeah, having Creeping Bullseye will give you slight more crit chance, making it somewhat consistent towards the orange crits. But if not, then yeah, Prime Pistol Gambit is not a bad option. Now the question is, Galvanized Shot actually does not stack multiplicatively on this weapon, it stacks additively, so you could even trade it for something like Lethal Torrent if you want so. I don't know, I feel like the amount of the fire rate with Lethal Torrent feels just right, and it's almost guaranteed one extra multi-shot. I just feel like the reload with this, I don't know, it just feels like it matches, even though it's the same reload, same like everything, it just feels like it matches. This build is pretty much made for armor stripping. Of course, you can use without armor stripping, but with armor stripping, things get much more crazy, of course. The one-shots are much harder than without it. Oh my god. Such absurd amounts of damage. Without armor stripping. With some viral and armor stripping. That was even with the impact proc. 51! Casually. Yeah. I was also using the Prime Quick Draw on the other builds, but to be honest, I'm not really sure how good that is, because I don't think there's really a way to reduce the delay time before the weapon starts reloading. But there's actually something that's if you're really into the devil details, this might be for you. Shooting normally, it's gonna take you around 5 seconds, almost 6 seconds to be able to shoot again. But if you have the whole synth set mod equipped, you can actually reduce a second by just doing this. It's gonna reload. But if you actually change the weapon again, you're not getting the reload, you know. Still gonna have to wait for the delay time. It's really just something that it is possible, probably not even viable. That's what I was trying, just using the synth bonus and even with eject magazine, but yeah, I don't think these even stack. Still is a unique interaction. I think Tenet Plinx is one of the best weapons of this update. Lua Spray, it's really entered my favorite lists. Super solid, worth giving a shot. And yeah, leave it a like, let me know what you think about the Tenet Plinx, and consider subscribing.